Okay, so this will be interesting.
It's alright.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
This is the marathon where I want to mention that our last marathon we were way ahead and then we were way behind. But this
Well, that's what I'm
marathon
worried
we
is
are
gonna happen.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
that you're
But
gonna be like,
it doesn't
oh,
matter because we're still way ahead right now. So
okay.
it's all good.
I'm sorry if this puts you behind because I don't. I think I can beat this game in about the time that you require. I also was not preparing this game for this marathon, so if I derp, I apologize. But what do I do? Oh, that's right, it's at the dwarf. All right, so let's go. We are playing Shadowrun for Genesis. We are going to be playing as a Gator Shaman. We're going to track down the individual that killed our brother. Let's start the timer a little bit early. It actually starts as soon as you start talking to the innkeeper there. But it's a little hard to get the timer to go at just the right moment. So
What's the estimate for this run?
um, that's an interesting question because it should be 45 minutes, and
45, all right.
since I haven't prepared, let's say 45 minutes. But if I go long, I'm really sorry. I haven't played. I was not ready.
No problem.
All right, so we go into the inn where our brother was staying. It turns out he's a Shadowrunner. He had some items left over there. The innkeeper suggests that we get a job to pay for them. We're not getting a job. We sell everything we own, and then we buy them. From the items we
What
find
I
out
do when
about.
people tell me to get a job.
Right, yeah, just hock everything you got, right? So much better. Credit cards all the way. We're going to track down Tabitha Shale, who was the last person that worked with our brother. She's going to let us know to talk to Boris the Fixer. He fixes all kinds of things. And he sold our brother equipment, so we're going to go have a powwow with him. We're looking for easy money. I'll pay. Tell me about my brother. Turns out people are trying to kill him, and they're going to kill me instead, which is fine. We're going to death warp to the hospital, and then we're going to go right back where we were and hire Ricky the Rat Shaman. Ricky the Rat Shaman is not very good. Oh, God. But he prevents this. This is the worst. Well, it'll be okay. It's not exactly bad luck. This stuff is not terribly uncommon. We got a little bit of problem with being attacked by gangsters. The good thing about Ricky is he can turn invisible. He's not talented in any other way whatsoever. But if you're invisible, you don't get any random encounters, like gangsters that chase you around and cost you a bunch of time. Which is what we need. So we're going to try to be as invisible as possible all the time. So we're going to welcome Ricky to the team. I blame Ricky for everything. If anything goes wrong in this game whatsoever, it's usually Ricky's fault. Ricky likes nothing more than to have his invisibility spell drop right when you're in front of security guards. He's a problem. But he is going to get me away from those gangsters, and then we're going to welcome him to the team by saying he can hang out with us, but he's going to have to sell everything he owns. And he'll do it. Good news is the items he has sell for more than it costs to hire him. Same as this other lady over here. We're going to go hire another shaman. If you're keeping track, that means we're running a shaman lineup. Just like some demented 4-job fiesta. Right. And we don't actually need her for much. We're actually just going to sell some expensive magical items that she has and kick her out of the party, because we're kind of jerks. We're going to buy a passport. And we're going to go to the Ragnarok Ecology. We're going to go sell everything she's got. We're going to use her connections to get into a fancy club, and then we're going to kick her out of the party. We are cash strapped, so switch to Ricky before we leave, because you can get encounters very quickly, but you won't get any encounters if you're invisible. So yeah, let's do that. Because we have her in the party, we can talk to this guy who is the employer who gave my brother the job that killed him. You'd think we'd be mad at him, but this is America. He's a job creator. He gets to do anything he wants. He's going to let us know they got the job from an elf named Frosty. We should go track her down. She lives in a forest really annoyingly far away. We're going to spend a lot of time attempting to talk to Frosty. We're going to walk in here. We're finally going to get a good Shadowrunner with most of our money. She's a Decker. She's an elf. She's arguably the best non-quest related Shadowrunner that you can get in this game. And she's kind of our walking security blanket right now, which is nice. We're going to go over here. I'm going to take the safe route. I'm going to upgrade my cyber deck, which is kind of the marathon route that I came up with. In the normal speedrun of this game, you don't really upgrade your cyber deck at all, which you need to, like, you need it to matrix, basically. Okay, I'm really dumb. I realized that you needed to get into the Matrix. None of you know what the Matrix is. The Matrix is the internet, as they thought it would be in the 1980s, which... Okay. So it's kind of a virtual reality internet where everything is totally Tron. Also, we're going to be Pepsi Man, which is really cool. I'm going to safety save here, because this can go horribly wrong. I'm going to go into cyberspace.
Passcode. Passcode.
I know how to play this game. And we're going to become Pepsi Man.
Accepted.
Pepsi Man.
And what we're going to do is just troll random people on the internet and try to take their credit card information. That's all we're going to be doing for a while. And we need to get a certain amount of money in order to win the game, and we're going to get that. This is a terrible system. We're leaving. The systems are finite. They're written out so you can actually memorize them all. And I, in theory, have them all memorized and know what to do in each situation. We need to get a bunch of money. We need to crash a CPU. There's a glitch in the game where if you crash a computer system while... Oh, come on. That's the same one, man. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
You really are Pepsi Man.
I know, I am!
Passcode.
I'm so excited. I wish I had a Pepsi. I do not. I am tempted to just pause this speedrun right now, go to the refrigerator and get a Pepsi, but I don't have one.
Pepsi Man!
Passcode. Accepted.
Okay, we did get a different system, so hopefully this one's good. And we need to get to a CPU in order to crash it. This could be good or it could be bad. We'll find out in a second.
Passcode.
That's the bad one. There's two like that.
Passcode.
All right, and we need to
Accepted.
crash the CPU in order to unlock all the doors in the game. All the doors in the game are usually locked, and you kind of have to pick through them with an electronic skill or blow them up with a grenade, which is super annoying. Also, I didn't do a sound test for this game. So if anyone tells me, you can tell me, like if the game's too loud or too soft, whatever, let me know. Oh, City Hall. This could be a good one. I'm going to do the first glitch we're doing in this game, which is the double retreat glitch. I'm going to retreat out of there, and then I'm going to retreat again. And by double retreat, I'm going to go into an area that I shouldn't be in. You can only do that once. Well, I mean, you can only do that to advance one tile in the internet of the 1980s, of the 1990s, of the future. But it's pretty helpful. That thing before me is more difficult to get into than this.
Rejected.
This is an orange data store. I know that because I know the map. Oh, come on. 45 minutes, you say.
Passcode.
Trolley RNG and the internet, you say. The entire reason we go out of our way to upgrade the deck is so this doesn't happen. This is apparently bad luck in the Matrix. We need to get money and we need to crash a CPU. The way the game works, it's intended that if you crash a CPU while you're in an office building, it will unlock all the doors in the game. So if you set off an alarm, it's kind of a cool process of being a mercenary Shadowrunner, where you can either choose to fight your way out, or you can have your internet techie go in and glitch open all the doors. What the game doesn't take into account is what happens if you do that while you're in the overworld. And so if you do it in the overworld, it doesn't know what doors to open, or rather it never resets the flag that they shouldn't be open, and it'll open every door in Seattle, which is like super helpful because I don't want to go through them. I really don't. I'm going to go into this one. This is only a green data store, and we need to fight it. But I can, we will beat this in combat most of the time. The problem that we're having now is that because it's a green data store and the amount of money that we get for stealing data files will depend on the level, there's a very, unfortunately, good chance that we'll have to do another Matrix run. And the Matrix is super trolly today. I'd like to blame it on my lack of practice, but we've just been rolling bad systems. Like a
Sean
barrel.
isn't sure if they should tell you that there is a mouse cursor.
Ah, no! How could there be a mouse cursor on my genuine Sega Genesis? The screen is tiny?
Yeah, the screen is tiny.
Oh, goosh.
It's alright.
I can actually fix that.
It's
Give me
alright.
1 second. Yeah, that is tiny. Why is that tiny? Oh, I know what's going on. I forgot to hit. There we go. Sorry.
Active alert.
Okay, we got an alert off. We didn't get a lot of data files, so I'm going to go back. Sorry, mouse cursor on my genuine Sega Genesis. So I'm going to do the double retreat glitch, go into the CPU, cancel the alert, because I can do that when I'm in the central processing unit, and then try to actually get the files that I need. Man. This is the worst luck. Alright, that's better. And I'm just going to crash the CPU. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to do this again, most likely, given the fact that we only were able to hit a green one. But at the very least, we've got some money, and we crashed the CPU, which is great. Also, Rihanna walks really fast, so we're just going to roll with that. I'm going to do a safety save because it's marathon, just in case we get a terrible event, because I can get a terrible event here that could end the game. But I'm going to desperately attempt to save up some time by having the really fast character walk. We're going to go down here. We're going to talk to another fixer that sells information. We got about 2,000. I think that is not enough money. That's fine. And I'm going to go back into the Matrix.
Passcode.
I hope everyone was excited for a good solid 20 minutes of Pepsi Man. I know I was.
Pepsi Man!
Oh god, I wasn't ready for this. Yeah, sorry about that.
Passcode rejected.
You know what happened was I set up the window
Passcode rejected.
and I was doing it in a hurry and I didn't do it properly. I'm sorry that you were looking at a tiny screen for a while.
Passcode rejected.
I'm sorry.
Passcode rejected.
Could be a lot more, man.
Passcode rejected.
This is the worst luck.
Passcode accepted.
City Hall again. All right. Round two. Round two, City Hall. Give me money, please. Give me all that sweet Meryl data money. You were ready for cyberspace? Everybody should be ready for cyberspace. This is the future. You think they were silly with this Pepsi Man? It's gonna be all Pepsi Man in the future. Everyone is gonna be Pepsi Man. Okay, so we're going to use that double retreat glitch to get to the data store that we want to get to.
Passcode rejected.
We'll beat this about 2 times out of 3 with the level we have in the good decker.
Passcode rejected.
We failed the last time.
Passcode rejected.
66% chance. 66% of the time it works every time, right?
Rejected. Passcode rejected.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Passcode
Totally.
Rejected. Passcode rejected. Passcode rejected. Passcode rejected.
This game has broken me.
Passcode accepted.
Thank you! Finally. Oh, man. What's sad is, like, this is one of the big RNG sections of the game normally, and the entire reason why I go out of my way to upgrade the deck is to mitigate those odds. What we're experiencing in terms of time is not that unusual for a completely unupgraded cyber deck. Like, it really isn't. Like, that would happen normally, and usually it happens a few minutes into a run. You find out whether you have a good matrix or not, and if you don't, you just restart. The entire reason why I went out and upgraded the cyber deck was so that this lengthy matrix time would be, like, so unlikely that I wouldn't have to worry about it. No.
Passcode.
And yet it happened.
Accepted. Passcode rejected.
And yet it happened. And there's very little I can do about it, unfortunately.
Passcode.
We've already played our hand. We've already bought the good decker. We've already upgraded the deck to what we want it for.
Accepted.
At this point, we're just trying to get out of the game as fast as we can.
Passcode rejected.
What is it? What is the? I actually closed the timer. What time is it right now?
Passcode.
Oh, it's like 15 minutes. Man, I thought we were at like the half-hour mark.
Accepted.
All right. You should never go to a casino. Yeah, I don't. You're not wrong. I shouldn't. That's why I don't go to casinos. Speedrun rejected? Yeah. You're not wrong. "66% of the time it'll work 1% of the time." Yeah.
Accepted.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we're just trolling for enough money to win the game here. We're gonna have to try to buy our way to victory, so... Oh, thanks, Caldrum. You have a good day.
Good night, Caldrum.
The entire idea of beating this game quickly revolves on buying your way to victory, so we need cash. So, we're gonna get it. As much as we need. 1,200, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, somewhat behind schedule, but we're done. Now the question is, do I do the smart thing or the stupid thing? I'm gonna do the smart thing. I usually just send Rihanna Fast Walker ahead because she moves quicker. Movement in this game is based on your quickness, which is one of the attribute stats in Shadowrun. But no more Pepsi Man, no more. You had enough, Cosmotic. You had enough Pepsi Man for one day. Do this. All right, we're going to talk with someone who's working with my brother. He's going to give us information. He knows about my brother, but his brother's missing. He's going to offer us kind of a brother-for-brother trade. I am going to safety save because I am not doing that matrix section again. Yeah, you can have Dr. Pepper. What happened? Oh. lost control of the Genesis for a second. And we're going to start going through the walking through the woods section of the game. It's a little bit faster if you do Rihanna. That's what you do if you're actually going for a competitive time here. Because her or one of the other elves, because they just move like elf fast. They move at the speed of elf. It's nice. But I'm going to do...
Speed of elf.
I'm going to be safe here, use the invisible guy, because I won't get any random encounters. Some of them aren't really even bad. There's actually quite a few very good random encounters that you can get that can help you win the game. Oh, I see what's happening. I see why that's happening. That can help you get through the game, but there's some really nasty ones that can just be run enders too. Hellhounds, for example, are really nasty and not something we can handle at this level. Which is why I'm gonna cowardly save there before I go into this cave of mystery and danger. Fortunately, safety saving in this game doesn't take very long. It's a relatively quick process, but it's also not something that I really do if I'm going for like an actual competitive time in this game. So we got to walk all the way through the woods for reasons, because Frosty. Hi, wrong game. Oh. I think it says right game on OBS. It might be wrong game on the stream. That's okay. It's Shadowrun for Genesis. Don't worry about it. Got it. But we got to talk with Frosty the Elf, the person that gave my brother the Shadowrun or mercenary mission that killed him. And she lives like out in the middle of nowhere. We finally get there though. And ask if we can finally talk to Frosty, and they'll tell us, no, we cannot. But if we do a series of fetch quests for him, no problem. So we're going to go do that. The first one they tell us to do. What the heck, man? Is to track down a lady and give her a picnic basket. That's literally what they think of us. Like they're like, give this lady a picnic basket. It's like practically insulting. But we're not going to do it out of spite. We'll get to it later. All right. Now, unfortunately, Rihanna's time with the party is going to come to an end, and I mean that seriously. Unfortunately, because she's like an amazing Shadowrunner. And way above what I should have at this point in the game. But unfortunately, because of monetary related issues, I got to downgrade to Winston the Troll. Winston the Troll's not very good at Shadowrunning or anything, really. But he does have a shotgun. And in the future, apparently, shotguns are like ridiculously expensive. Now, I don't know if you've gone to Walmart or whatever your local equivalent is and looked at shotguns. They're not that much money. They're really not. But in this game, they're like a bajillion dollars. So I'm going to hire him just to save money on shotgun expenses because we're going to need one in a little bit. Now, we did track down somebody in the forest who was seriously injured. Oh, come on, Ricky. Ricky. I can't believe you let me down. Kashura, this is the worst run ever.
Sorry.
No, it's
but
not
only
your...
a little bit.
It's not your fault.
I'm enjoying you.
I hope you're enjoying watching me get destroyed in Shadowrun. This is so bad. Okay.
You know, normally he would have practiced this, but I'm just like,
I
hey,
haven't.
to have
No,
like
it's
a
fine.
30-minute run.
It's fine. Yeah, it's how should I put this? Practicing. There's a lot of things that I'm not doing very efficiently in terms of key movement and stuff like that. And so if I was practicing this, I'd be ahead by quite a bit because I've fumbled around the menu a little bit and I've made some poor choices with things due to not having this practice and ready to go for the marathon. But most of this is just the game deciding, oh, you want to fill 30 minutes, with a 30-minute game, How about an hour and put everyone late? Because that's how things go. Like, most of this isn't me. Most of this is just like aberrantly bad luck. Like Ricky the Rat Shaman suddenly becoming visible repeatedly, despite the fact that he's a rat shaman and has a bonus in stealth and invisibility. That's like his thing. But that's okay. We're going to get through it. I should actually look up whatever time I had the last time I did this game, because I did this game in the marathon in February, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I had like 50 minutes, something like that. We'll see how I compare to that today. I could actually look that up, probably. All right, so we in the last building we had to go into to get a prototype Cyberheart for Stark, who is an NPC that we can recruit. He was on the Shadowrun. Oh my God! Please, game. I am. That'll work. Okay, that's fine. Alright. We have to do a mace faction, though. That's something that happens all the time. It's okay. There's two ways to do this, the smart way and the really stupid way, and we have opted for the stupid way. We took our invisibility shaman and walked him right past the security camera and crossed our fingers that it wouldn't go off. It's okay.
Did it go off?
Oh, can you hear the blaring?
No, I have the stream muted.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm sorry. I kind of... Whoa. Seriously, bro?
It's just kind of weird when I hear you talking and then I hear you saying the exact same thing like 15 seconds later.
Oh, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. I get where you're coming from with that.
Also, it's really weird hearing myself talking
Right.
about things that I said 10 seconds ago, so...
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, I'm sorry, yeah, I did the same thing when I haven't done commentary for a lot of people, but when I do commentary for them, which has only happened like a couple of times, I do exactly the same thing. So I should have thought about that, but I didn't. Anyway, what we did there, we had to break in and free David Owlfeather's brother, Aragorn, from a horrifying prison. That having been done, he's going to help us on our quest. We did it by just walking right past the security camera like a jerk and hoping they wouldn't go off. It went off. It's okay. That happens every once in a while. You just go for the YOLO strat and hope that it works. And if it doesn't, all you have to do is get to them, because what you're going to be doing is death warping out of there anyway, because you are carrying the prototype Cyberheart that you need to get the guy in the bottom, who we just added, into the party, who is going to be carrying our party through everything. He's pretty much... our strategy from now on out is have Stark kill everything and get out of his way. He's very overpowered compared to my character. He's about where your character should be if you were doing, Shadowruns and missions and jobs and stuff, but we haven't done any of that. So we're going to finally turn in that picnic basket. We're going to go talk with this guy. He's going to let us know that we can now go to Council Island and talk to another shaman who can potentially help us through magic to find out what happened. We got some gargoyles. Those would be really helpful in a minute, but I don't need them yet, so I'm just going to walk past them. So we're going to go do that. We're going to go down to Council Island, which is sort of Adventure Island. We're going to talk with the shaman, and we're going to find out that he requires a series of magical components to fulfill the ritual. The first one of which is gargoyles, and it's really annoying because we can't... If we had got him 5 minutes later, it would have saved me a bunch of time. But it didn't. The gargoyles and the force would not have helped me, unfortunately. So Mr. FetchQuest is going to say, go get a gargoyle horn. We're going to work on that. It can actually spawn right here. This is one of the eligible zones, and that's happened to me a few times. It's awesome. Otherwise, we have to go hunt them. This is the second RNG section of the game. It's not that bad compared to the Matrix section, though. And so it should be pretty good. We have bought our last passport, so we can go full murder hobo. The way experience works in this game is awkward. They didn't have an experience system set up because in Shadowrun, in the tabletop game, you don't get experience for killing things. It's like the anti-D&D. You get experience for accomplishing things, for doing missions, for doing stuff, you know? In this game, you do, in fact, get experience for killing things, which I guess was kind of used as a balance between an attempt to do stuff as a video game. Actually, let me do this. A video game and the tabletop is an attempt to bridge the two, but they did it in a really weird way. Hey, there we go. Game's making up for the trolling matrix. So you get an experience point for killing around 20 things, which is about as poorly thought out of a system as you can imagine. More gargoyles. Now, we didn't actually get in much of the way of combat up until now, except for being killed and not even fighting back, but just trying to run away from people. But Stark's really good. And if you give him a shotgun, he pretty much one-shots most things. Alright, next up, he's going to tell us to get a Hellhound. That's much more dangerous. We're going to have to take care of this guy. So we have to go hunt Hellhounds. We're going to go where we were before. Now, you may have noticed we were walking in an urban area and we went into a house. And it started getting gargoyles and things. That is a coding error in the game. Some of the indoor areas of the game are coded as wilderness, and they have very high encounter rates for both gargoyles and hellhounds, which is why we go there. Tesco DLX came up with that idea, if I remember correctly. I'm going to safety save because gargoyles are a serious business, and they can murder me so hard if they choose. So we're gonna get, if we might get it, random events that fire that are like talking about being in the woods and stuff. It doesn't make sense. But it's a good place to go for both gargoyles and hellhounds, so we come here. You can get them anywhere though. You can get them downtown. More gargoyles. Gargoyles are also much more likely to spawn than hellhounds because they can spawn both as a regular enemy and by an event. And if that event fires, I'm going to do the options that will have the highest probability of getting the hellhound to come out. Okay.
Is now an okay?
Oh,
time?
do it! Yeah, whatever. Yeah, please.
Just to remind everybody who we are. We're the RPG Valkyries, and you're currently watching Speedrun Ragnarok. Knewster is currently helping us fill up some time that we had left over with Shadowrun Genesis. And we're currently act-raising money for Take This. Take This seeks to offer a perspective and help to anyone who feels overwhelmed with their mental health issues so that they don't have to suffer in silence. Their website, takethis.org, has freely available stories of hope from people who are managing with their mental health, as well as articles on mental health issues in gaming culture. So definitely check out their website at takethis.org, takethis.org. Coming up next, we'll have Mother 2, and then after that, Mother 3. And we have some donation incentives for Mother 2. You can name Ness, Paula, Jeff, Pooh, the player, the favorite thing, the favorite food, and the pet. Currently, Ness, Paula, Jeff, and Pooh all have Ness at $5 for the name. The player is Butts 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 Butt with $5. The favorite thing is Scala. Our favorite food is butts, and our pet name is currently Kit at $13.37. If you happen to want to name everybody Jeff, definitely get in there with $6 or so for each name, and you'll have a full entourage of Jeff instead of Ness. On top of that, if you donate during the Mother 2 run, you can get a Runaway 5 license plate made by Scala Kitty for you can join the raffle for just $10, and is a really cute and well, I guess it's not cute, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, it's cool. So definitely check that out at our incentives page. There's the tab at the bottom, and you can check out all the cool prizes we have for the marathon.
All right, cool. Butts, but how many butts was that? That's... Oh my god.
A lot.
That was a lot. Alright.
So we're waiting for the gargoyle?
I'm going to try and reset the RNG. You can reset the RNG here by entering and leaving, I believe. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it based on playing this game a bunch. So we are attempting to get a hellhound to spawn. They're pretty common here, so we're already past the point where they usually would have come. The game is really like, hey, I heard you like gargoyles. And unfortunately, I can't go further in the game until I get a hellhound to spawn. At least one. So I'm gonna try hellhound, Bandersnatch. Joshua's dead. That's okay. He's basically just ballast. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I do need to make Joshua temporarily not dead. If he dies later, I don't care. And we are finally done with fetch quest. So we're gonna go over here, turn in the Hellhound, and be told we need to do another fetch quest. But this one isn't random. I know where to go for this, so we're gonna take care of business. So I'm gonna go in here, talk with the Most Wise One. He's gonna say, "Great, get the scale of a feathered serpent," which is like kind of very arbitrary, to be honest. Like at this point, I'm convinced he's just like making up stuff, trying to get us to go away. It'll just increasingly ask us for more difficult and random things to do. Ah, you get to live. You get worse in this game. You get worse in this game. More that you get injured. So there are two trackers. You might see a pink line and a blue line on my character's icons. The more dinged up we are, the worse it's going to get. So right now, we're all pretty dinged up from having to fight a million animals. So I decided to cowardly rehire Ricky the Rat Shaman and have us guide us there. Usually, in most cases, I would just have Stark walk us and have him murder everything in his path. But we're pretty injured, and that I think is no longer a safe strategy, unfortunately. Because what can happen quite frequently in this game is you can get spawns of Hellhounds, quite a few of them, and while Stark is more than capable of taking care of them at a distance, they will often, when you're in caves and out in the wilderness area, spawn directly adjacent to you, and they do a ton of damage. They have kind of a ranged attack, but it's a very short ranged attack. But if they can get next to you, in our current condition, we're just gonna die, and we're gonna party wipe. So I made a command decision to rehire Ricky, which I normally wouldn't do in this case. Normally it'd just be all Stark. But it'll be fine. Slow this down by about 5-10 seconds, but it'll probably save us time by having encounters that we avoid. So I have to go through the cave maze. When I played this game as a kid, and this was one of my favorite Sega games when I was a kid, I hated the cave maze. I think I didn't beat this game until I got into college or something because of the cave maze. It was a thing. But now that I've actually studied the game, I know how to get through it pretty quickly. But we're going to go through the cave. We're going to go up to the snooty elves. We're going to tell the elves, hey, I turned in your picnic basket. Can I talk to Frosty? They're going to say, no, we got something else for you. We got to break somebody out of prison. We're not going to do it. But actually, this time when I said I wasn't going to do the picnic basket, I lied. This time we're actually not going to do it, but we're going to trick him into thinking we did it. And that, which is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go and we're going to hunt down a dragon, because apparently we need a dragon scale. I don't know why. Shaman stuff. And we're going to have to walk through the cave to get there. It's the other cave maze. This one's actually a little bit easier. And we're going to have to find the dragon and take on Renraku's dreaded cave squad. You got to screw up bad. You got to screw up real bad to get put on cave squad. I got to tell you. They are the least competent enemies in this entire game. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they got demoted that low, but they put their worst employees on cave squad. I think just to get them out of the office. I think they just did that to get them out of the office. And here they are, Cave Squad. Look at them. Look at it. Look at it. They're terrible. Unfortunately, as long as I'm near them, I'm moving very slowly. Your movement slows down when you're in combat. The gargoyle spawn there is rather unfortunate because of that, which is rather in keeping as a thematic, approach to this entire speedrun. Now I do need him alive when I walk through the door. I'm gonna encounter the dragon, which is a quest item. As soon as I can get through there. Great.
Wait, the dragon is a quest item?
Yeah, actually. Sorry. I kind of... How should I put this? The dragon is a quest item in the sense that the way the game considers the dragon is as a quest flag.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And if the protagonist is not present when the quest flag is thrown, the game will freak out. So I just grenaded myself. That's what I think of Cave Squad. I don't think Cave Squad would ever kill me. So I got the dragon feather, and then I death warped out of there with a frag grenade. Oh god. You know what? Eat grenade, buddy. I can't believe that worked. Because Cave Squad would have taken all day to actually take out the entire party. Now we're gonna go to the Redmond Barrens. We need to talk to Boris the Fixer, find out what happened to Eileen Two Fists, and find out where she is. Turns out she's in prison. I know that, but you don't know it in the game yet. Otherwise, she won't spawn in the game. We're gonna rehire Ricky the Rat Shaman. Usually, I don't hire him until now, but we're gonna go ahead and do that for the second time. He's charging increasingly more money for every time we fire him because he gets angrier and angrier at us. But he charges such a pitifully small fee to begin with that it's like a relatively negligible amount of money. It's kind of embarrassing. So we're going to go in here. We're going to talk with the prison guard, but we're not going to do anything. We're just going to leave. Oh, we're going to have to kill these guys first. Ha! He killed himself with grenades again. That's hilarious. Oh, Joshua. Joshua is the human escort mission. He is terrible at everything. And really it's because I never leveled him up and he has no karma or useful skills. But it's just... And hi, I'm at the bar. Eileen, get out of there. Eileen thinks she's in prison. She's not. There we go. We glitched out the game there. If you know where Eileen Two Fists is, and actually, no, I'm dumb, and I'm not remembering my own route. I need to do a karma check. 15, 18, we're good. The booby prize we get for this being having aberrantly bad RNG is that we will get karma for turning in the dragon feather scale to the shaman, and that's going to give us 18 karma, which is enough karma that we need to win the game. The plot in this game is multi-tiered. There's 3 tracks to it, and the third track is karma locked behind 18 karma. We have gotten 15, basically because we've been derping around this entire time. Like, if things have been going well, we'd be like way under that. But because we've been having such a hard time of it, we can actually skip doing a job or two. Sometimes I actually have to get a job and do that in order to not be absolutely awful. But we need to get our reputation up to 4 in order to win the game, so we're going to do that. That's what you get for killing every civilian, by the way, that you meet. You get a bonus to your karma. I did not know if you knew that, but it's true. It's been proven in this video game. So what we're going to be doing is going over here. Oh, seriously? That's right, it is. Sorry, I'm a dumb. You're totally right. I'm going to be doing very inefficient menuing. And we're finally going to get some armor. I'm going to give it to Stark because he's the only good character. And we're going to go. And we're going to go and actually pretty much finish the game, right? In a start to finish the game right now. We're going to go to downtown Seattle, and we're going to go check out Club Penumbra. Club Penumbra is where the Japanese businessman that was involved in my brother's death and is sending assassins after us is hanging out. And
Wow,
we're going to go say hi.
Yeah, just like we did in the last run.
Yeah, pretty much. Except this time it's more like I'm going to have Stark shoot them with a shotgun repeatedly.
Instead of punching them.
Yeah. Yeah, Joshua's dead again. Normally in most games, having the main character die every 5 seconds would be a problem, but in this game it's actually ideal. They just get in the way. Alright, we talked with him. Turns out he would... he's no longer in charge. He's been outdone by another gentleman named Ito Agami, who we're going to also have to go track down. Turns out he wasn't behind it at all. He was tricked by our nemesis Than, who was the dog-faced demon that we saw briefly, and who, because I was talking about other stuff, never actually explained. Don't worry, the plot actually, if you're watching this as a speedrun, probably seems pretty silly. They actually explain it if you talk to people and kind of get some backstory involved. But we've skipped most of that clue-finding aspect of the game and gone straight to the answer all the questions part of the game. So it probably seems a little weird. I apologize for that. But this is the guy who has decided that everybody involved in this situation has to die, so he's got to go. And he brings a desk to a bar. Did you see that? Who does that? Ito Agami, that's who. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk to that guy and get a contact. A contact is somebody that you can use and call on the phone to get services. There's a bunch of them in this game, and a lot of them are very handy and useful. There's only one that I use in a speedrun, and it's someone with a helicopter, which is like really, really helpful. So we're gonna call Quentin James. I want to procure your services. I'm looking for contacts. I'll pay. Bye. This guy can actually soft lock your game. He will not let you off the phone, literally, if you don't buy something from him. So if you call him when you have no money, you're stuck on the phone with him forever. I got her out of jail. Can I talk with the elders? Thank you. Where is Frosty? Can I talk to Frosty? I've been trying to talk to Frosty. Hi, Frosty. We got to Frosty. Apparently Frosty's working for someone else. I need to talk to them. God damn it. All right. Okay, we're going to get a ride back to the highway. And we're going to go downtown. No, actually, they're on Ragnarok Algae. I'm going to go to the hospital briefly and heal up Ricky the Rat Shaman because he's actually essential to what I'm going to do next. And now that I look at him, and this, I realize I should have healed him up when I was here before. Because there was no way he was going to make it through with this. Like I said, the more banged up you are, the crappier you are at everything in this game. So I'm going to need him to break into the hardest thing to break into in the game and not screw it up this time. All right. Sell everything.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. All right. I'm gonna get a bunch of healing, and we're gonna go. Healing's mainly for the end boss. We will hopefully not need it for this this coming up thing. I'm gonna go ahead and save because this can go horribly wrong if Ricky decides to pull a Ricky, and we're gonna go in. We need to get up to the top floor. We need to take a particular elevator, and we're gonna go break into Ito Agami's office. We found notes on the last of the Japanese businessmen that we killed. This game is like mainly about killing Japanese businessmen. That indicated that in his office there was secret documents that would be helpful. So we're gonna go find them, and we got information about how to get there, which is super nice and stuff. From his briefcase, from his desk that he brought to a bar. I'll repeat that again because I just find it hilarious. And we're gonna walk right in, go there, set off the alarm. It's plot, you have to do it. You can fight your way out, you can hack your way out. I'm just going to fire everyone and let Joshua do what Joshua does best, which is die quickly. Good job, buddy. Alright. What's really funny is I broke into the office and stole a map and documents, and as they dragged me out after shooting me to death, they let me keep it. I still have it in my inventory. So I can.
Silly.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess they thought they felt bad for me or thought I was trying very hard, so they should just let me keep it. I don't know. But hey, works for me. Let's go. We're actually pretty much done with the game now. I don't know what the timer is, but hopefully I'm not too far off. That bad? I had really bad luck this game. Like, really bad. It was, like, awful. Planescape went well. Planescape went well. Anyway, we're gonna go up. We're gonna rehire Ricky, and then we're gonna go kill the end boss. Yeah. He at this point, every time I talk to Ricky, he like hisses and like makes the sign of the cross. He is not. I am not his favorite person anymore. But he keeps hiring me because like no one else will hire him, or he keeps going with me. So I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna find Vigor and Jarl. They are the other half of the map, basically, that I got. And with that, I'll have enough information to go out and win the game. If I was playing the game normally, casually, you would have a bit of a heads up about who they are, where they are, things like that. With what we're doing here, I just kind of have to accept that I know where to go. I'm gonna do double level up, rest, and then do the karma. Let's do that. And it'll just make things a little bit easier. In the end boss, it is a question in my mind that I do not know the answer to as to whether it is faster to do that or to just go to the end boss. I don't know. It's something where I've had times where things have gone so well with the end boss after I've leveled up the second time that it definitely seemed to be worthwhile, but I'm not sure. Oh, good, we got in. See if we can get in again. We cannot. We gotta kill these trolls. We're being trolled by him. Alright, we're gonna go to Harlequin. He's gonna ask us if we're ready to go to the end boss. We're gonna say, yes we are. I'm gonna put that guy in full defense, and we're just gonna fight our way through all these guys, by which I mean we're gonna run away from them. Just gonna go right through them. And we're at Dogface Demon. I am going to... that is so suboptimal. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to heal up Joshua. They have decided that Stark is the one that they don't like. That's a problem, actually. So I need Stark to die, which sounds like the last thing I would want to happen. Actually, you do that. Yep. Yep. Great. But is actually what I want. There we go. Great. Perfect. Now I can move him up to full offense. Get him healed up. Use pretty much all the healing I got. And take care of these guys. They should have tracked onto other targets now, which means that Stark can go up to full offense with relatively little problem. Which he does for a while until they catch on to his shenanigans, which is fine. He managed to take care of the two sidekicks, which was what I really needed. And we just have to heal him up with consumables and let him go to town. Okay, they are in fact hooked onto him, so I'm going to have everyone else go to full offense because we're down to one target, so it doesn't matter what damage anyone else would take. They do pitifully small damage in relation to Stark, but it's fine. In fact, Joshua is so dumb, he's going to walk up to the end boss and try to punch him. I would stop him, but I think it's hilarious. And the time is when the dragon's head goes through the wall. There we go, that's time. That's a really bad time. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's Shadowrun. I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much for that very bad.
That's so
Shadowrun.
bad. I wasn't prepared. No, yeah, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. I hope people in chat at least enjoyed it. You know, I wouldn't say it was. I hope it was quality entertainment, if not quality speedrunning, if that makes sense. Thank you for having me. It was a blast being here. I'm really happy that that this marathon has raised a bunch of money for charity. I think that's super awesome, and I hope everyone sticks around for Mother 2 with Il Temple, which is going to be coming up in just a few minutes.